Hello, my name's Vince Sheehan and today I'd like to talk about Ballou, the 1965 comedy western directed by Elliot Silverstein and starring Jane Fonda, Lee Marvin, Michael Callan, amongst others. And I'd like to go through this film looking at its structure as well as some of the themes that crop up. Now this film has an introduction, 5 acts, if you like, if you could divide the plot into sections, and a coda. And it begins with this girl in prison, this pretty young woman, Ballou, and she's awaiting execution by the gallows. And we're introduced to her by these 2 singers, played by Nat King Cole and Stubby Kaye. And they keep coming back throughout the film, singing this ballad, the ballad of Ballou, and changing the lyrics to suit the point in the plot. And it's a really charming device actually, and you don't get tired of the song because they vary it, and it really adds a clarity and a firm sense of structure to the film as well. They keep coming back, and they introduce us to Ballou. She's waiting, and then she starts to remember how she got into this predicament, and this is where we go into the film proper. In Act 1, she's this prim young lady who has just trained to be a school teacher, and she's on her way home on the train and she meets Clay Boone, who's this scoundrel, and he's handcuffed to the sheriff, and they seem to have an attraction. And Clay Boone is helped to escape from the sheriff by his Uncle Jed, who's dressed up as a preacher. And Ballou helps them escape. And then we have a song and we're back into Act 2. This time Ballou is at home. We meet her father. And he owns a ranch, but the kind of authorities want to take his ranch off of him. And he won't sell it to them. So they're resorting to skullduggery, such as poisoning his well, etc. And there's this guy, this hired killer, Tim Strawn, who quite memorably has this steel nose because it was bitten off in a fight. He kind of intimidates Ballou's father and his hired hand, this Indian called Jackson. And Ballou encounters Clay Boone and Uncle Jed again. From the train, they come. They bump into each other at this dance, and there's a fight that ensues. And Ballou realises that her father's going to need help, so she hires this hitman, the sharpest shooter in the West supposedly, called Kid Sheehan. Then in Act 3, Kid Sheehan turns up. And he's not what Kat's expecting. He's this drunkard. He can't fire anything. He can't hit anything on target. He just loves his whiskey, and he's a complete failure, it seems. And but he kind of sticks around, and Kat says, "You've all got to, protect my father." But then Tim Strawn comes, the kind of evil hitman, and he has this light motif, rather interesting chords when he comes on the scene, and he kills her father straight away, shoots him. And so Ballou's in a rage. She runs off with her band of Clay Boone, Uncle Jed and Kid Sheehan, and they run off. And that takes us via another song, this time a bit sadder, a sadder version of the ballad. They go to this place called the Hole in the Wall, which is where the outlaws hang out. And Ballou, of course, wants vengeance, but they decide to rob a train which is carrying all this money. And that's a lovely scene. It's great fun. Kat is dressed up as a widow mourning her beloved, who's in a cast, but really it's one of the other guys hiding in there. And they manage to steal this money, and off they run. And so they're wanted now. You know, all of them are wanted. They've got a price on their heads. In Act 4, Kid Sheehan decides to sort himself out. He quits the booze. He has this fancy get-up, you know, these shiny guns. And he goes out and he shoots Tim Strawn dead. And it turns out he's his brother. Now, Kid Sheehan and Tim Strawn are, of course, both played by Lee Marvin. A wonderful performance in this film, particularly when he plays Kid Sheehan. He's just quite hilarious. And then Kat, dressed up to the nine, goes and kills the person who wants the land and who owns the money on the train. She kills him. So now they're both, she's wanted for murder. So eventually they're caught and they're taken, and this takes us to the end of the film now. We have this coda where we're back in the present and she's awaiting her fate at the gallows. But then her friends, of course, are there disguised and they manage to cut the rope and smuggle her out. And then that's the end of the film. And, you know, it's such a charming, enjoyable film. You know, great fun to watch. It's quite a short film, about an hour and a half, but the way the song keeps coming back, Nat King Cole apparently was very ill when he did this. He died not long after. And Stubby Kaye, they have this, they're a very likeable duo. Jane Fonda, of course, shines on the screen, you know, such a beautiful screen presence. And Lee Marvin, as I said, is absolutely brilliant. And, you know, the film covers such issues as, you know, life on the run, vengeance, alcoholism, family, loyalty. But it's all, you know, such good fun. It's you know, it's rather funny. Please check out this film if you haven't seen it. I've just included a brief slideshow about the structure of this film and the themes. Thanks for watching. Bye.